Thank you so much. I just learned I should first, say thank you all of you. Nagla, thank you so much. How I came to Egypt is a story in itself. I'll share with all of you during the coffee break. I wanted to say Sabah Al Noor, if that's right. It's a beautiful morning, and I'm seeing all of you from different countries, different nationalities. Everybody comes from a different culture, and there are still some things that connect all of us, right? It's the stories, how we grew up, and storytelling happened to me about 14 years ago when I got a chance to speak at TED. This was in TED 2011. And that's the first time my talk was curated by Chris Anderson, who is the founder and the main curator of TED. Is when I first learned that storytelling is an art, but it's also a science. I'll give you a very small example. Many years ago, they they wanted to understand what does storytelling do to people's minds. They did a little experiment. This was, I think, back in 60s or 70s. So they took 50 kids in a room and they showed them a movie, maybe a Disney movie. And while they were watching that movie, they made them wear these headsets. So it's the headset is called fMRI headset. It's a functional magnetic resonance imaging, the one that where they can scan your brain and they can see what neural brain activity is going on. So these 50 kids, they saw a movie and the scientists mapped everything that was going on in their brains. These 50 kids were then asked to go and meet another 50 children, and they asked them, you tell them the story. And these kids then told them the story that there was a monster and the princess wanted to get out of the castle, but this happened, so and so. These 50 kids had not seen the movie, they had only heard from these guys. Then these 50 kids were brought back to the scientists. They were made to wear the headsets and they were asked to tell what did you hear? What story did you hear? And while they were narrating the story, they were also mapping their brain neural activity. It turns out that the brain activity of those 50 kids who saw the movie was 100% identical to these 50 kids who had not seen the movie, but they were telling it, which is a proof that the best way to get into someone's mind, the best way to influence someone, make an emotional connection with someone is when you tell a story. Fortunately or unfortunately, we are in a time where there is a lot of information chaos, too many presentations, publications and journals and meetings and emails and everything, which is great. I value it. But what's also missing is that we are not able to tell those small little life changing moments or incidents or things that are happening and make connections with those people. So when yours was telling that over the last so many years, things have changed, mobile phones, social media, all of those things. One thing that has not changed is human behavior and how we connect. Uh, the way stories were told hundreds of years ago, or maybe in the 17th century when Aristotle came up with the story structure, to even now, the core principles of why people connect when they are listening to a story, those principles are the same. Trust me. You can apply them when you're writing an email to your boss. You can apply them when you walk into a meeting. You can apply them when you are speaking to the press. Those principles are the same. So, how we designed this workshop, and I have just a few minutes, I wanted to bring the experience of how we make TED Talks. I'm sure some of you would have had a chance to watch a TED Talk, right? Very inspiring, great stories. Some experts come and they share what happened, how did they do everything. We wanted to bring that TED-like experience in these 2 days of workshop. We will divide the workshop into two parts. The first part, and before I do that, sorry, I want to make an analogy of what we are trying to do in the next couple of days. But before I do that, very quickly, if some of you share what's your favorite dish, and especially if it's from your own country, from your own tradition, from your own culture, very quickly, can someone couscous, mansaf, okay,
Lasagna.
lasagna. That's my favorite too. Anybody else? Murukkaya? Okay. Okay. How much I would love to try all of this in the next 2 days. But if you were to make, if you were to make a really, really good dish, you would need two things, right? One, all the right ingredients, right? So from the vegetables to spices, condiments, the meat, you need the right ingredients, right? And then you need a good recipe, right? So something needs to go first, then something needs to go second, then it needs to be served, right? Think of this next 2 day workshop as preparing your most favorite dish. The first part, which is what we will do today, is we will try to see what kind of ingredients do we need. And tomorrow we will learn the craft, which means what's the recipe, right? What we will also do tomorrow is what we do today and tomorrow is we will put down our own ingredients. We'll have our own recipe. But I would like to invite some of you to come and share the story with us so that everybody else can hear it, right? Uh, the first part of the workshop, which will happen in a bit, is when we will learn the inside out framework. Very briefly, it's a way to get all the ingredients out. Everything that you have in your mind that you want to talk about in your story, we'll try to get all of those things out. And tomorrow we'll spend some time seeing how a great story is built. There's some principles, there are some things to keep in mind how that is done. What I would like you to take a moment here is please share with me and everybody else in the group what is that once. Can I play the next slide? No, it's okay. I would like all of you to, whatever diary or paper you have in front of you, please take a couple of minutes and think about what is that one story that you would like to tell the world. It could be about your product, your company, your team, any specific project or any program that you're doing. Right, right. What is that one story you would like to tell the world? Please take a minute to think about it because over the next couple of days, we'll prepare this dish together. We will prepare this story together. And if you, when you're thinking of an answer, please think about it like this. I want to tell the story of whatever you are thinking. It's your company, product, team, whatever it is, because I need to know why it matters to you or and why should it matter to me? Why should I listen to your story? I need to make that connection so that what's the purpose? Why are you sharing this story? So what do you want people to do or think after that, right? Please take a minute. I'll show you an example also of this, how your answer could look like. Christine, the next slide, right? Very quick example. I want to tell the story of our annual financial literacy program targeting the young people because it empowers the next generation with skills. The story is important to me and my audience to highlight the role in shaping the future leaders, the next generation of leaders, so that we can encourage more support and participation from schools and communities. Just an example, right? You can change your story as you go ahead in the day. You can think about some more ideas, but please take a minute now. And if I can go back to the previous slide, right? Take a minute, think about the story and write it down on a piece of paper because we're going to invite some of you to build this story together today and tomorrow. And then tomorrow afternoon, we'll share these stories with everybody else. This is your chance to see how a TED talk is actually curated. So when we work with TED speakers, this is how we ask them, what is that one idea, one story you want to talk about? Then we get all the ingredients, all the insights from them, and then we start shaping it. So, and I'm going to request some of you to, just share with the bigger group. What is that one story you would like to talk about? And to all the participants who are joining us online, please, I would invite you also to think for it. And if they want to email it to Christine or put it on the chat, whatever. And this is really just the first attempt. So if you think over coffee you want to tell another story, go ahead. That's okay. This is just the first attempt. All right. Anybody would like to share any thoughts? My friends from Jordan, anybody?
I want to tell the story of, first of all, my name is Wafa. I'm from Jordan Loan Guarantee Corporation, Jordan. I want to tell the story of the Jordan Loan Guarantee Corporation, 30 years of success, so that I would like to spot the light of how many startups and innovative projects just benefited from our financial services.
Excellent. That's great. Anybody else who would like to share a story? My friends on that table, please.
Justement, je vais parler en français, effectivement. OK. Donc, je voudrais raconter l'histoire de changement. En fait, mon institution, elle fête cette année ses 75 ans. C'est un peu vieux. Et au même temps, on aimerait pouvoir en profiter pour dire que c'est l'histoire d'une institution qui apporte du changement, qui permet
Working for you?
Cette fois-ci sera la bonne? Très bien. Alors, j'aimerais raconter l'histoire du changement. Mon institution, Sam Wilcom, elle fête cette année ses 75 ans d'existence. C'est vieux et au même temps, c'est très inspirant parce qu'on aimerait apporter du changement justement à toutes ces entreprises qu'on accompagne, à tous ces jeunes et moins jeunes qu'on accompagne. Et donc, c'est vraiment le cœur de l'histoire, c'est de pouvoir raconter comment cette institution, elle peut inspirer des jeunes, des moins jeunes à prendre le risque et à porter leur projet jusqu'à la réalisation. C'est un peu ça, en fait, ce que j'aimerais raconter.
That's great. 60 years. Wow. 65. 75. 75. That's amazing. That's incredible. Anybody else would like to share an idea? Would you like to try? My friend from Egypt, any story that you would like to tell the world?
Okay, thank you, Ajit. I will shift completely, despite I'm very well known for being extremely professional person, but during the last period, I started to think about important aspects of, for example, how to handle transition. When there is a transition from a phase to phase. I was thinking about when I will retire, what am I going to do? So I started actually a story which was very interesting, how to develop a manual or something to help myself and the others, because I found lots of my friends are very much interested to know how to handle that, what is needed, what's pre and what's across and what's post. And it was a story that I started to collect opinions from all over the world, from all my friends who had been through the experience, others haven't been. And then actually I came with like a script, but I'm fine tuning it considering I'm a very perfectionist person. So it's taking me time to tune it, but there was a nice story behind it, from all the stories that had been shared from everybody. And it's a completely different aspect. And suddenly I found everybody looking for mid-age guys and even the youngest, like age of our sons and daughters, how to do that, when to go for this space. So it was just a nice story behind it. Yes.
When are you publishing it?
Ah, it is in my notes. It's in its final form, but I have no final. Actually, I need to fine tune it finally, and then I'll share it with my friends. I'm a bit shy to share it like publishing, but I will definitely share it with all my friends.
That is such a great collection of experiences and people's perspectives. I would love to buy if there was a copy of it, but thank you for sharing. We are short in time, but I'll see you again after the coffee break when we have a slightly longer discussion and when you will be doing a little bit more introspection and writing. But for the next few hours, please think, if you were to go and tell a story about what you do, what could it be? Something in this form. But I'll see you soon. Thank you, Christine. Thank you, Yost. Nagla, again, thank you so much, the entire team. And I'm looking forward for a very exciting next couple of days with all of you. Thank you.